Hey guys, today I'm here to talk about, I'm giving you my thoughts on the President Obama thoughts, well, his eulogy at the pastor slash state senator funeral this morning in Charleston, South Carolina. By the pastor's name is Pastor Clementa Pinckney. And first, I want to give, like again, my thoughts and condolences to all the victims that were slain in this church shooting or whatever. So I'm gonna acknowledge all the names because I felt like all the victims should have had just this much um, coverage as this pastor. You know what I'm saying? I think it only really had this much coverage because of he was the pastor and he was a state senator and President Obama was there. But I felt like all the victims should have had just as much publicity, cameras, all that good stuff because all lives mattered and all of them died the same way. All of them died believing in God, worshiping God, so I think all of them should, had the same thing. That's just my opinion. So with that being said, the victims' names are once again Pastor Clementa. I hope I'm saying. Forgive me if I say any name wrong. Pastor Clementa Pinckney, age 41. Cynthia Hurd, age 54. Susie Jackson, age 87. Ethel Lance, age 70. Reverend DePayne Middleton, doctor, age 49. Tawanza Sanders, age 26. Reverend Daniel Simmons, senior, age 74. Reverend Sharonda Singleton, age 45. And Myra Thompson, age 59. So, yes, all lives matter, and my condolences go to all the families and friends and everybody that was affected, church family and all that. My thoughts and prayers go to you guys because I couldn't imagine. I was born and raised in a church. My grandfather was a pastor. My church, my family did it all. Then when they passed away, we went to another church. It was family oriented. So, you know what I'm saying? I would be, oh my God, went crazy if this would have happened in my church home. So, oh my God, I could just only imagine the hurt. This was a great eulogy. I was so proud of President Obama in this eulogy. I just wish he would be this strong and powerful in so much other things. Well, maybe because, okay, whatever. But I'm just glad he stepped up where it counted. I really am glad that he stepped up and gave people hope, spoke on things that needed to be spoke on, and it was just like an all-around great eulogy. I would say them people that was behind him was irritating me. Like, I'm just saying. But, hey, I'll be noticing other stuff. But let me get into what he was saying. He was, like I said, he acknowledged the pastor. He acknowledged the victims, and he acknowledged the shooting. He acknowledged, how I like how he acknowledged how grace. That was like his whole basically thing around it, his subject or whatever. Is grace, amazing grace, and how we don't earn grace. God gives us grace. Everybody can always think like, how did I, you were supposed to be here or whatever, but by God's grace, things happen, and by God's grace, that you wasn't affected by it, or you know what I'm saying, God saved you from certain things, you know what I'm saying, it was only by God's grace. Your mama couldn't do it, your daddy couldn't do it, your grandparents couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying, you know how people be praying all over you, only by God's grace that he gets you out of certain situations and get you through certain things in your life. It's only by grace. It can't be just given to you by, man, you know what I'm saying, so, I'm glad how he really spoke on that, and I'm not, all this church person. I don't be all into quoting Bible scriptures and stuff like that. But like I said, I grew up in a church, so I can speak on certain things. I'm just saying. But it was just great how, he talked about the pastor, and how he was talking about how he was a good man. Regardless of, he spoke on all his accolades of him, being 13, getting saved at 13, pastor at 18, a civil worker at 23, I think it was. So that was all great and dandy, but when you passed away, and you know what I'm saying, you just want to be known for being good. And that's what I like strive for. I just want to be known as a good, caring person. All the things that I have done in my life or do in my life, I don't want to be judged on certain things. I just want to be saying, well, she was a great person. You know what I'm saying? She was a caring person. She was thoughtful. She was supportive. That's what I want. I don't want people to, you never want to get up and say, oh my God. Or you know how we go to funerals and people be saying good things about people, but you be in the back saying, not the person I know. I don't know who they talking about, but not the person I knew. You know what I'm saying? You never want that not to be true about you. You always try to do good things. You know what I'm saying? So when he was talking about being a good man, that speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Being, his ages, and he could have went anyway. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to do good things. I don't know this man personally. He probably did, people probably up in there that really knew him probably was saying, hey, I don't know. But you do want people to get up and say you are a good person. I'm glad that President Obama did say he knew him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, oh, he got up there and, just went and met the family that, them couple of days or whatever, or when it happened, he met the family and then he spoke on the eulogy. I'm glad he knew him personally, not like knew him as, real good friends, but he had met him before, so he got a little bit of kind of who he was. So that was cool. I liked how he talked about, he just brought up things that a lot of people in politics be scared to speak on because of, what might be said about you, how you might be ridiculed by the other party and stuff like that. But maybe he's like, forget it. This is my last term anyway, so I'm going to say what I want to say. But I'm glad he acknowledged it. I'm glad how he acknowledged how racism have been going on and what can we do about it. And we tired of talking about race. What are we going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to change? I'm glad how he brought up the flag situation and how, having the flag taken down. But like he said, God don't want us to stop there as just being the, flag being taken down. God wants, us to go from stopping, injustice and, letting people know there is hope and there is faith that you can believe in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he just really spoke on that. He wasn't just so much churchy, but he was speaking on God and, reality at the same time. So that was cool. I just love when President Obama gives speeches. I think he gives very, very, hopeful speeches. Like, he gives people hope. I love how the crowd was, really getting into what he was saying. And I really hope they were getting into what he was saying. Some people just be jumping up and hollering at that point in time, but not really getting it and not really doing something about it. So I'm really hoping people got what he was saying, and hopefully they do something about it. Don't just be up there clapping and you ain't gonna do no change in your community. You know what I'm saying? I might not get out there in March, my leg ain't gonna probably work that long. But I do spread, positive messages on my YouTube just to let people know it is hope out there. And, it just starts one at a time in your community to spread hope and spread positive thoughts. So um, that's something that we can do, you know what I'm saying, to get change, you know what I'm saying? So I like how, you know, he talked about that. I like how he talked about what can we do with our young people so they won't hate so much. Like, oh my God, I see so much hatred from all races right now with young people, and I just be like, why? Why are you so mad? Who can you talk to that you so mad and you want so much attention? You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad how he spoke on that. I think we need to educate our kids, even though it's past, but we need to educate our kids on slavery and what people went through and, you know, stuff like that, and what they had to overcome, and where a lot of what we have gotten from what people have went through in our past. I think it's not really talked about in school. So as parents, regardless of what race you are, I think you should instill it, have your kids to research stuff like that, research stuff like Jim Crow's laws, because I feel like if they knew what our ancestors and stuff went through, then they will kind of understand and stop doing a lot of the ignorant stuff that they are doing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have you know, I'm speaking to my white audience, Hispanic audience, whatever color, if you're not black, I'm just saying, like, you need to talk to your kids and let them research stuff and be like, so they can understand, like, oh my God, that was messed up what they went through. You know what I'm saying? Let me not treat people like that. Let me not be perceived like that. You know what I'm saying? So it can cause change in your community just as well as our community. Let them understand that everybody's not bad. That's a different race than them. So, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, what President Obama was basically speaking up in his eulogy, and that's what I promote on my channel. Like, we can do change one step at a time. And like he said, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not. Let me see what else did I write down. I like how he was saying, it's time to ask questions. It is. It's not time to be silent. It's time to ask questions, and it really, really is. I like how you talked about the guns. Like, you know, it's not going to prevent every killing, but it will prevent some. It will save some lives. You know what I'm saying? So I like how you talked about that. He just gave a lot of hope. And I just really hope people get it. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as he's fighting for our cause, and we need to stop being judgmental for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we need to start coming around and loving everybody. Don't just pull together when stuff like this tragic happens and stuff. I like how he talked about how people came together when this tragedy happened. Like from all walks of life, all different parts of political parties, religions, sexuality, whatever it was, we all came together and was like, we ain't going for this. So I'm glad that, you know, he brought that up and stuff like that. And I'm just glad that we got to see this side of Obama again, President Obama once again. And like I said, it wasn't all about him, but it was about, you know, these people had to go through something so we can wake up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And realize we do need change. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from on my thoughts on the President Obama eulogy for Pastor Clementa Pinckney funeral this morning. If you haven't seen it, I will leave the video in the description box so you can check it out on the other YouTube channel that I found it on. So, yeah, I really, really hope that you got something out of this video. Let me know what you thought about his speech. If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. If you didn't agree with it, you know what I'm saying? Let's have a discussion about it. We don't have to be disrespectful about it. Just we can all agree to disagree and just be respectful. Once again, my prayers and condolences go to all 9 victims of this slain student. I'm not going to talk about the shooter in this video because I don't think he deserves that much attention. Um, so, yeah, my name is Miss Mika. Everything that I do social media is by Thaghettoview, THA, not THE. And these are all my thoughts and opinions, so I hope don't nobody get offended or whatever. So, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.